Greetings, this is Elizabeth with Sprunket Designs. Today I was going to show you guys how I make a simple ring with these little rubies. I just got in, really excited for them. Really like how they're faceted and it catches the light really well. So to get started, I'm using silver plated 24 gauge wire. It's German style wire from Beadalon. I really like using it for my simple rings. Works great. I love it. So I think I'm going to make this one about a 7.5. When I'm making these simple rings, I'll make them about half a size bigger. So I'm going to put it at an 8 on my mandrel. So I'm starting it in the middle of the wire, the beads at the middle. I'm going to take the tails and I'm going to wrap it around. I'm not crossing anything yet. On this pass, I will cross them. So the wire that's on the top, it's going to move to the bottom, and the wire that's on the bottom, it's going to move to the top. Just like that. That way it gives the gathered wire a little bit of a twist and it doesn't come like apart when the person puts it on. I have enough length on my wire. I'm going to go ahead and bring it around one more time. Once the wire passes that bead, I pull it down. And this is what holds the tension. Basically that bead right there in the middle. So I'm just I'm getting the wires ready, kind of curling them, putting that shape to them. And then once I'm ready, I'm holding all the wire, sliding it up just a little bit so I can pass that wire underneath all of the wire on the sides. Do that with the other side. Since I'm still holding everything pretty precariously. The tail's out, so I can go ahead and slide it back down just a little bit. And grab my needle nose. These are angled. Really like using them. I'm pulling the tails out this way and sometimes down a little bit just to keep the wire in place. Same with this one, pulling it out away from this. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that, but I missed a wire, so I'm going to push that back out. Fix it. So I'm pulling that tail out. I'm going to slide it back up. Make sure that I get all the wires. There we go. Slide it back down, just like that. Take the tail, pull it tight again. I want that to be a little bit closer to the gemstone. Oof. Sometimes I pull hard enough, I kind of break the ends of the wire, but it's alright. That's why I like working at the very ends, not like up here, you know, that way I'm not damaging the wire. I want this bundle to be closer to the gemstone, so I'm just pulling it that direction. And once I have the sides wrapped around the once, and it's set about half a size bigger than where I want it, I'm going to pull it off. And I'm going to wrap these wires around it. Now when I do this, it changes the way that these wires lay. See, right now like they're all flat and they're all spread out. But when I wrap it, it's going to drop the size about half the size. So it's going to go from an 8 to about 7.5. And I'm not worried about changing the way the wires lay because I'm aware that it's going to change size. And I'm wrapping that tail 4 times around. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyone else doing this, I would start with a little bit more wire than I did, but I'm pretty familiar with, you know, how much wire I need, and I like not having a whole lot of scraps when I'm doing this, just because I don't want to have a lot of excess waste. If I'm working with sterling silver, I don't mind having the scraps. I'd rather get it right the first time versus having to fix something, you know, or just completely recreate it, because with sterling silver it's way more expensive and you can melt down the scraps and reuse them, so I'm not as worried about it when it comes to sterling silver. But I try to be very mindful about, you know, like what I'm discarding or what is not being used. So my byproducts, I guess you could say. And then even then, I'm trying to be mindful about how I'm reusing them or how I'm able to give things a second life in a different way. That way they're not just going to the trash can. So what I'm doing right here is I'm just taking this tail and I'm putting all the pressure on one side of the needle nose plier, and then I'm pinching it down into the wire, into the banded wire. It's kind of hard to do. So let me go ahead and do this side. Hopefully the camera will catch it. Pinching it, kind of twisting it just a little bit. There we go. Yay. Alright, no stabbies. This side isn't stabby either, but I want that to go in just a little bit more. That way there's no chance that it gets caught and pulled up anything in the future. There we go. A little bit more. I'm a perfectionist, you guys, so I mean, it has to be good, otherwise it's either going in my clearance bin, or I'm making something else, or I'm just straight up breaking it apart and making something new with it. It feels pretty good, but I still feel it just a little bit. I still do. Goodness gracious. Let me try from this angle. Twist it a little bit. Try to get it to go into a new groove. Alright, that feels pretty great. I don't want to squish that wire anymore, damage it or anything. Pull it back up into place. Make it look like it belongs there. Hello, Bacon. You're gonna say hello to the camera. Alright, there we go. Looks pretty great. Let's go ahead and test it on the mandrel. It's like perfect 7.5. Just a hair over. You can slide it down just a little bit. There we go. And before it's completely good, make sure that there's no tails that got lifted up that are sharp and stabby. Everything feels great. There we have it. So that is a ruby ring, or a silver plated wire ruby. So I would sell this normally for $5. I haven't really decided if I'm going to charge more for the rubies, because in theory I should, but I mean, come on, that's awesome to just be able to offer like ruby rings for $5. Like, how much better can that get? So that's cool. I'm really excited. I really like the look of this. It looks great. There we go. There we have it. I will put my Etsy shop link down below. Don't forget to hit subscribe and like. Thank you guys. Have a great evening.